What's up everybody, this is Master EN Gamer, and the brand new Hero 29 has just been revealed, and it's Ashe, the Deadlock Gang leader, who honestly looks pretty freaking cool. So let's get into talking about her. Her specific abilities were just uploaded onto the Play Overwatch website, so now I want to run through each of her abilities, sort of update you guys about how she's going to work, what her kind of story and situation is, and, just give my general thoughts. So first up, Ashe is a new DPS hero, which, I think a lot of people are not going to be too thrilled about that. Personally, I was really hoping that the new hero would be a tank, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. Oh well, maybe Hero 30, fingers crossed. Anyways, I want to keep positive in this video because I think this character does look pretty awesome. So her primary weapon is the Viper. Ashe's semi-automatic rifle fires quick shots, or she can use her aim down sights for a more damaging, precise shot. Okay, so sounds like it's going to be kind of like a sniper rifle. Not really. It's not going to be like Widowmaker's in terms of the range and everything, but it's basically, semi-automatic rifle. It fires quick shots. So this is going to be another hit scan hero. She does have the iron sights as well for a bit more precision aiming, which is something more than, like Soldier. He can't aim down his sights. And overall, I guess this is going to be an interesting mechanic. We don't quite have this outside of the snipers that are in Overwatch currently, so it'll be nice to get a sort of more mid-range scoped weapon, if you know what I mean. Overall, this hero does sound a lot more like a conventional FPS character in that they don't have some crazy weird abilities or anything like that. Well, they actually kind of do, and I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, it's basically like a conventional point and shoot gun as opposed to something ridiculous like a mace or whatever. Their first ability is Dynamite. Ashe throws an explosive that detonates after a short delay or immediately when shot. The explosion from Dynamite also lights enemies on fire, dealing damage over time. There's a lot to unpack with this ability. So she can throw dynamite, she shoots it, it explodes, it hurts people. That's pretty cool. The most interesting aspect about it though, in my opinion, is the fact that it lights enemies on fire. Now, I've talked quite a bit in the past about the idea of a flamethrower hero, some sort of fire-based hero, etc. And we're kind of getting that in that we now know Overwatch has a built-in mechanic for enemies being on fire, so it couldn't be too hard to implement that into a new, should we say, flamethrower tank hero? Just a thought. Again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. The Dynamite does sound like it does quite a bit of damage as well when it explodes. We don't have any exact damage numbers, and currently she is not yet on the PTR, so we can't really test her for ourselves, unfortunately. But anyways, let's move on to her next ability, which is straight out of TF2, the Coach Gun. If you've played TF2, this is basically just Scout's Force of Nature shotgun. It's a sawed-off shotgun that blasts enemies in front of her, knocking them away and propelling herself backward for added mobility. So as we saw in her introduction video, she can use this to basically high jump to high ledges, just like the Force of Nature. When she fires it, it knocks back enemies and herself, just like the Force of Nature, and it's a 2-barrel sawed-off shotgun, just like the Force of Nature. So this is quite a fun-looking weapon. I am a bit skeptical because this means there is now even more CC in the game, because of course firing this will knock back enemies. It's a perfect boop weapon, let's just say that. And yeah, overall this kit it's not going to make playing main tank any better, I'll tell you that much. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how it plays out. Again, I don't want to get too preemptive and anticipating how this is gonna affect things. Anyways, let's move on now to her ultimate, which is probably my absolute favorite part of her kit, which is that she summons Bob. Bob is a massive Omnic who charges forward and knocks enemies into the air, then lays down suppressing fire with his arm cannons. So I wasn't quite sure initially whether this was going to be like Junkrat's Riptire modifier where your control transitions into the character when you activate him, but rather it sounds more like a pet sort of thing where you maintain control of Ashe and Bob has a set sort of action that he performs. He runs forward, knocks up enemies, and then starts shooting for a bit. We don't know how much health he has just yet. I'm guessing it's going to be quite high, and he's going to be kind of like a impact initiation sort of ultimate, like you send in Bob prior to doing a push, and he causes a lot of sort of aggression, gets a lot of aggro, and then the rest of your team is going to push in behind him. Overall, he looks pretty awesome, and as we can just tell from like the artwork and everything, he's clearly supposed to be a big part of Ashe's character. We see him standing behind her in the web page's image of her right here, and in general it sounds like he's going to be a big part, so I'm really excited that we finally have a compound hero like this, because this is something I've talked about in the past, the idea of a hero that has two elements. There's the main character and then some sort of side like pet that would play in one way or another. I kind of thought this might be a thing we would get with Wrecking Ball back before his actual reveal, but of course it turned out not to be the case. But now we're getting that with Ashe and Bob. So again, we don't have her on the PTR just yet. Some of the people who are at BlizzCon are getting to try her out, and so that'll be very exciting to keep up with and see what all is happening. They are most likely going to talk much more about this character during the Overwatch What's Next segment, because in addition to the hero reveal, all we had was the animated short, which of course was for McCree. I called that. Wasn't that hard to predict though, let's be honest. And it was a nice way of introducing Ashe as well, along with Echo, a very Athena-like Omnic. There's going to be a lot to delve into and talk about regarding that animated short, because I think that animated short may have kicked off a new story thread. Again, I'll probably talk more about this in a different video dedicated to that, because this video I want to keep primarily focused on Ashe. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping you guys up to date with any more information we get about Ashe or the other things announced at BlizzCon. They didn't say anything about new social features, future of Overwatch really. We're probably going to be hearing more about that a little bit later today or possibly tomorrow, so I'll keep you guys up to date. But let me know for the time being what your thoughts are on Ashe. She looks like a pretty cool hero, maybe not quite the hero I was hoping for or expecting, to be honest, but nonetheless a very, very cool hero. So let me know your thoughts about that down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and turn on notifications to keep up with all my future Overwatch news and content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off. I'm looking forward to trying out Ashe and Bob, so have a great day.